We we are live, and it's great to be here today. It's Coach Manny, and we are on our first live hangout directly from our offices, and we're excited to have you here today because today we're going to talk about my sales funnel. My sales funnel. And what does that mean to you as the person trying to develop business? You know, we're here to help the small business owner to create an effective business development process. And we can only do that if we have the right tools and the right things to make it happen. So we're going to see how the hangout goes today. We're going to see how this works, and hopefully we're going to be on regular hangouts starting Friday at noon for a half an hour every week. So we're going to look forward to having you there. And don't forget our boot camp. Go to our website. Remember, it's always mannynowak.com, mannynowak.com. And I'll put it on the back of my sales funnel here, just so anything you see today, you're going to pick up there. We're also going to be on of course, on our YouTube channel. But there we go. Manny Nowak, that's NOWAK.com. And you can pick up anything. And we'll talk more about the boot camp as we go along. But today I want to talk about that sales funnel. And you're going to watch me. I'm going to be moving around a little bit. I have a tough time. My hands get on the screen. They keep telling me, on the Hangouts, man, you got to keep those hands down. Well, we'll see what we can do, the best we can do. But I'm used to being on the stage, and I like to be moving around. And we'll probably get some Hangouts there eventually. But today, let's talk about that. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about my sales funnel and what exactly that means to you. When you think about a funnel coming down like this, you got all this stuff at the top coming in, and at the bottom, you have what you want coming out. And so let's think about your sales process. Now, I'm already going to assume today, and sometimes I get in trouble when I assume, I'm going to assume already that you have defined what a customer is to you. In other words, this is who you're going after. So if you haven't, we're probably going to do another hangout on that in the near future. I'm not sure whether, don't forget Friday of this week, you may be watching this on replay, so it's out there already. My sales follow-up sucks is also coming up. So whatever we do, when we start our sales process, this is what we have. We have someone, anyone. You walk into a crowded room, you walk into a networking event, you walk into part of your prospecting list, whatever, someone. There are so many someones all over the world. And someone doesn't really mean a whole lot to us, does it? Someone means just, it's a body. Okay, let's leave it at that. It's a body. But what we got to do is we got to take that someone around what we call the first turn. And I want you to think about it. Remember, we're going to take a turn slightly here, and we're going to, the first turn is to take somebody, and maybe they friend you. Maybe you friend them. Maybe they send you a message. Maybe they connect on a product like LinkedIn. Or maybe you meet them at some networking event. That's the first turn. It's when we take someone, we make that first turn, and we go to what we call a suspect. Now, what is a suspect? A suspect is nothing more than someone who might, I remember I'm saying might here, might be able to buy your product, use your service. We haven't qualified them yet, but they've gone from being someone out there in cyberspace, or someone out there in wherever you network, or someone at an event that you've attended, and they've done something, whether it's friend, message, connection, they've met you, and now they're a suspect. And what I need to do is I need to take the suspect now, and I need to take them around the second bend. And the second bend, or this turn number 2, says, I'm going to get them to subscribe to a list. Or maybe I'm going to get them to download something, or to click on something on my website. Or perhaps, if it's a live event, turn 2 might be sitting down and having a cup of coffee. Nothing more than that. But the point is, I've now taken a suspect around turn 2, and I've now created what we really need, which is a prospect. You see, a prospect now, this is the thing that we got to get to. We got to get all these somebodies and someones and suspects, and we've got to get them right here. This is a qualified, interested, potential buyer. This is what you need. Now think about your business, and once you get to a prospect, qualified, interested, potential buyer who wants and needs what you sell, now you just got to convince them that you are the right solution for them. So a prospect, let me redefine that again, qualified, interested, potential buyers. One of the things that I want to just take a break here. Remember, how many prospects does it take to create one customer? And that is something that you need to understand in your whole sales process. All right, so now we got a prospect. We have a qualified, interested, potential buyer. Because, why? Because we've taken a suspect and we've run them around turn number 2, and they've done something, or we've met with them, and now they are a prospect. Now we're getting there. We're almost where we want to be. We almost have turned them into turn number 3. And turn number 3 is when they buy. So to get this prospect to take turn number 3, and once they get around there, they become a customer. Now, it doesn't matter whether, I know some of you in the online business, the customer might only have spent $1. They may have only spent 99 cents. And I know some people out there, they may have only spent 1 penny, but it doesn't matter, because now they're no longer somebody who's looking, who's qualified, who's just that. They're not these guys anymore. They are a customer. They've spent money. They've bought. And this is where you want to be. Now, we're going around a couple more turns, because this is not the end result. And I fear that so many people think this is the end result. This is where they're going. It's not. This is just the start. It's hard to get here. And remember, how many of these do you need to have one of these? Do you know that number? Have you taken some time to think about that? It's a critically important piece, and one you need to look at. So now we have a customer. What is turn number 4 for a customer? Well, once I have somebody who has taken the move to buy, unless I'm selling Boeing 740, what are they today, 787s or something like that, or I'm selling skyscrapers, I can take them to turn number 4, which is I'm going to upsell them. I'm going to take them from what they bought into something else. I'm going to cross-sell them, which means I'm going to take them and sell them something else that they need, but it's not an upgrade. It's just something else. It's an add-on. If you're in the telecom industry, maybe I'm going to sell you an 800 line. Maybe I'm going to sell you an internet line. If you're in the software business, I've sold you some software. Maybe I'm going to sell you support. I'm going to cross-sell you. Or perhaps I'm going to resell you. I'm going to sell you something else that we have. Or I'm going to sell you another year into the process. Please take a moment and think about your product and those three pieces. We've got another one, but those three pieces. Do you have an opportunity to upsell your customer? In other words, take them from what they bought to something even higher, because it may fit better. I may sell you some initial coaching or mastermind, and then I might upsell you into a one-on-one program. I may cross-sell you. And that just means, okay, you bought, let's say, a sales course from me, and now I'm going to sell you into mastermind. Or I may resell you. You may be a subscriber to our service, and after a month, we may sell you another month. That's the way it operates. So that's turn number 4. And what it really means is we're going to continue to sell you stuff. In other words, very few times is it I sold you, you bought, and we're done. That's just not the way it works. It's exciting to have you all here. Before I go to the last, I want to, if you have any comments, please put them on the bottom here and share them with me. Let me try a couple things here. I'm going to try a couple things for you, but not yet. I'm going to give you a couple links to take a look at. All right. So now we've just gone around turn number 4, and what we've created is a customer for life. Now I want you just to think about that, a customer for life, because what we've done is we've taken a single buy and we've created a multiple buy, an ongoing buy. This customer, and those who work with me know how I work. Once you're a customer of Coach Manny, you are a customer for life. I will never think of you as anything other than a customer. And I will continue to try to help you where I can. Now, we're getting to turn number 5. And turn number 5 is the turn that takes you on the speedway to tremendous success. And why does turn number 5 do that? You can think of turn number 5 as the straightaway. You've went around the block, and here's the open road. You're ready to rock down road number 5. And turn number 5 takes you to a referral source. And when you think about it, isn't that what we're trying to do with our customers? Aren't we really trying to take our customers and get them to buy, rebuy, and then help introduce us into more customers? Think about that. Isn't that what we're trying to do? Let me just walk you through that one more time, because I think it's so important. We started here, didn't we? We started with someone. And I hope you're putting this in your notes. We started with someone. Let me give you a scenario. We run a boot camp, and we're getting ready to run one. You can look at the dates at the bottom. October 22nd, 23rd, right outside of Philadelphia in New Jersey. You need to be there. And what we're going to show you, what we're doing here today, this is just part of what we do. We have a blast for 2 days, 20 hours altogether. We take someone, anyone, we run them through a turn. And you can think about it. Turn number 1, and we create a suspect. Out of all the, now, if you're in the consumer market, I'm mostly in the B2B market, but the someone in the consumer market is everybody. And the suspect starts to come, you start to wind that down a little bit, right? One of the ways you can do this is through social media. And one of the things we're spending half a day on in our boot camp is social media. So let's talk. So now you've got a suspect. and you take that suspect and you run them into turn 2, and what comes out of turn 2 is a prospect. A prospect. Now, I'm going to do a chart here for you really quick because I want to share this for you. So once you have someone, then you have a suspect, then you have a prospect, and then you have a customer. Here's some numbers that you really got to understand. And let me put this up here as we develop it here online. I love to develop stuff while we're doing it. All right. So we have a suspect. We have someone who turns into a suspect, who turns into a prospect, who turns into a customer. Now, one customer. Think about your business. To get one customer, how many prospects do I have to work? Well, let's say it's 5. So now I know that to get one customer, I have to realistically talk and visit and share and sell 5 prospects because I've got a 20% close rate. And for some industries, that's phenomenal. For some industries, I know some of you are out there saying, I closed 4 out of 5. That's wonderful. But do you really know the numbers? Because let me back up. To get 5 prospects now, and I'm only running a scenario here of a customer, I need 20 suspects. In other words, 20 potential people who could use what I sell. Out of that 20, I end up with 5 prospects and 1 customer. Can you see how the funnel is going down? Now, to find 20 prospects, I need 50 someones out there. So for every 50 people that I meet, 20 of them turn into suspects, 5 of them into prospects, and 1 turns into a customer. Now, why is that important? Please take that into your notes. I don't know what it is for your business, but this is why you got to track these numbers. That's why it's so critically important. 50, 20, 5, and 1. Now think about that for a minute. What I want to do with that next is now, if my goal is to have 20 new customers, okay? Using that scenario, this is what I want. I want 20 customers. Based on the fact that I close 1 out of 5 prospects, that means I have to have 100 prospects. For those of you out there, and one of the things I'll share is one of the biggest issues that we have going on today is people just, they just don't capture the numbers. They just don't understand what it takes to get where they need to. This is solid numbers. If I close 1 out of 5 and I want 20 new customers, I have to sell 100. Is it realistic for me to meet with 100 people? Is it, whatever, the year time frame? Of course it is. Now, but we got to go a little bit further. Now remember, for every prospect, I've got to do 4 suspects. So in reality, I need 400 suspects. So in other words, I had to meet 400 people to get 100 to the prospect status to close 20. But even more than that, now, for every 3 people, 2.5, right? Yeah. So if I have 400 suspects, that means I'm going to need 1,000 someones. So in other words, 1,000 people equal 20 customers. If I go to events, I go to online, I find 1,000 people, 400 of them can become suspects, 100 of those will become prospects, and 20 of those will become customers. It is. That's how it works. And I want you to understand that, because that's the key to understanding how much you have to do in the business development process. If you think, if these numbers work for you, and they're different in every industry, they're different for every salesperson, but if these numbers work for you, that means you have to somehow connect, find 1,000 people, of which 20 of them can become a customer. Is it realistic for your sales process? Is it realistic for you to expect from your salespeople? That's the question. All right, we continue. Turn 3, of course, turn them into customers. Now, this is all we got right here, because the rest is customer development. We go into turn 4, where we take this guy, we take customer, and we turn them into a customer for life. Now, that may not happen overnight. It may take a little process. And then we take turn 5. We don't always take turn 5. I will have to agree with you. We don't always get here. And the problem is, most of you out there probably don't get the turn 5 because you don't get referrals. If you're not getting these, you are missing a tremendous opportunity for business. You got to get the turn 5. You got to get to this piece. If you're not getting referrals from your customers, you have to ask yourself, why? And what do I have to do to turn my customers into referral sources? And once you have that answer, you're going to be amazing. Wow, that's my sales funnel, and I'm sticking with it, and I'm going to hold you to it. How's that? What I'm trying to tell you is, what we just taught you was 30 minutes, not even. We're at 22 minutes into this hangout. And it's working, I guess. We're going to see what the results are, and hopefully we can get this out. But this is what our boot camps help you with. This is one piece. And I'm so excited about our boot camps, and I sure hope that we're going to be able to get you there as part of our team this year. Right outside of Philly. It doesn't matter. We got a great hotel for those of you coming in from out of town. I'm going to try to put the links up here now, and let me see if we can get there. No, that doesn't work that way. So see, I don't really have a good handle yet for all these tools, but I'm getting there. Have no fear. We will learn how they all work. But for today, I just want to say thanks for being here. Please follow the link, look at us on YouTube, get to the boot camp, and get your sales funnel working for you. This is Coach Manny, as always, saying, let's get out there, create a better world, and let's make it happen. Thanks for joining me on my first ever Google Hangout. I hope it came through well, and we're going to check it out in a few. This is Coach Manny, MannyNowak.com, MannyNowak.com. Let's see. I think I can probably put that out there. Let's see. I can't. Oh, well, let's take you to that page. Let's see if we can do a screen share here. And yeah, geez. All right, that ain't gonna work today. Like I said, we don't have all the technology yet, but it's good to have you here. Watch the hangout. Come to the boot camp. Get excited. Get your sales rocking and rolling. This is the coach saying, thanks for being here.